Hell
Yes.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm hype. I'm fucking ready to go. Let's do it. Count me down. What's up, everybody? My name is Hypertension. I'm joined once again by Battery here for some Bronze and Silver Overdrive League action. How you doing today, Battery?
I'm doing well. I'm really hopeful that this game will be quick. It's been 3 hours. I can make it though. I believe. I'm here for the.
Come
I'm
on,
here for
this
the
is
game.
nothing. I've casted 6 games in a row.
I can't. Okay, well I
And
did.
XT has us both beat with 8 games in a row. Because XT is a freaking machine.
Yeah, I did 5 games in a row. That was about it though. That was a painful time. That was a good best of 5.
5-game series are what makes a caster, and we have a misband, I think, from the side of, I have no idea who this is. It looks to be
This is
Sun Team
it's
versus
Frost.
Illumination.
It's Frost. It's Frost Legion.
Frost Legion versus Illumination, like the production company.
Garen. Oh. All right.
There's some massive PM coming out from Illumination, who I've heard is the best team in Bronze and Silver.
Yeah, they are currently 9-1, so hopefully they're trying to hit those double digits and really put themselves far ahead of to the second place team, which is RAR.
Sounds like a plan here, but now with this situation, it looks like Illumination will get their other band because there are 2 E-subs, so that is 2 bands lost for the Frost Legion. Unfortunately, coming in against the best team and losing 2 bands, not the best situation.
Yeah, but if your mechanical macro skill is way better, then I guess 2 bands in the long run doesn't mean anything. But yeah.
Also, apparently, Frost is boom after this, so they might be just having fun in this game.
Oh wait, legit? Oh,
In
are
the
they
chat,
actually
it
gone?
says this is just a YOLO game since Frost is gone after this. Well, we bid adieu to you, Frost Legion. Let's hope that your swan song is a good one.
Throw some F's in the chat. You know, to pay respects. Gotta pay some respects for this team.
Pay your respects indeed. And now there is a Yore clock in for Arrow Shell in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean the Garen ban is probably just because they don't want to actually play against God King Garen, and they're like, oh, well, what's the last skin that just came out? But Wukong also being taken. I keep seeing Wukong top lane, and it's actually like so disgusting.
I will defend Wukong every single time now. I used to play the hell out of Wukong. I was saying Wukong one trick, and he was so bad for the longest time, but apparently he's good now and he can do it. Oh, that's terrible for Bisharp to go up against a Darius and a Kindred.
But we saw Bisharp during the game, and from what I've seen, Bisharp's idea in terms of split pushing and being able to constantly use his TP in very methodical ways, I very much applaud him. He's a very great split pusher, and he correctly knows when to use his TP. So his Darius, the last time we saw it tonight, was pretty good.
And meta be damned, we're seeing a Syndra, baby.
Woo! I love interactive. Well, actually, Syndra's interactive game button doesn't actually work too well when you have someone like a Kindred who can just press R and then cancel your interactive button. So
not just that, when they nerfed her and buffed other champions, she is not a great champion at the moment. But neither is Jin, so that one is stunning to me.
Hey, Jin is so good. Okay, so I play AD carry, and Jin is my baby.
Pause. What can Jin do in this meta that any other AD carry can't?
His Rage Blade is better than any other AD carry, because he can actually reach almost 1000 AD. Will it stop him from getting Roful stomped in the early game by Illusion? I mean, there ain't no Lucian yet, so we don't have to worry. But probably not. If there is a Lucian, he's probably very good. He's a Pike.
I just don't like Lucian because I don't like immobile champions in the bottom lane in this meta. If you notice, everyone there who is being picked is either a little bit bulky or has some form of mobility. And Jin is neither of those.
Yeah.
Like, even Kai'Sa has the supercharger.
Yeah, but that's obviously that champion's very overtuned. That champion has for some reason Riot refuses to nerf the champion and instead targets.
I am okay with them not nerfing my Void Waifu.
See, but then that's bias.
I don't
Oh my
care.
god, not the Heimerdinger again. No,
Oh
but
my
for
god,
someone
wait, no,
that,
okay, they actually picked a Rise. Oh wait, his name is Roommate though, so he probably
yeah,
actually knows how to play
he
Rise.
probably actually knows how to play Rise. It's either him or Vagar, if I remember correctly. He also plays a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, just look at this. They don't even have a real like traditional AD carry, and Jin's gonna have so much problems against a Pantheon Nautilus bot lane if that's what it is.
Okay, guys, so remember what I said about Jin not being
Okay,
bulky or mobile?
okay, look,
Well,
look. Tom
good luck.
Kench, please pick Tom Kench Grimlobo. I'm begging you, please. Tom
Oh,
Kench
yeah,
is literally
correct.
gonna be
It
the.
does play a mean Tom Kench, so that is actually a pretty good pick to pick there. Now, while this cheese may work, it's again the last game for the Frost Legion. So, unfortunately, this will be it. But oh my
Okay.
god, if that does if that does receive any sort of roam in the bottom lane, that's going to be a lot of CC onto two champions with zero escapes.
I mean, I mean, Nautilus can like throw an anchor at the wall and try and escape, but yeah, with Jin and Leona, it makes this lane super like this is actually makes it a little bit easier for against the Pantheon Nautilus. I'm interested to see.
In addition to that, there other than the Nautilus hook and the Pantheon stun, there's not really many ways for the side of Frost Legion to engage.
Yeah.
Like the Solar Flare instantly stops anything that Frost Legion wants to do.
Yeah, and obviously Rise can get the flank, and Kindred can just come over walls and constantly use her leap. It just makes it really difficult for them to get away, and especially with the Jin route coming from his Deadly Flourish.
I will say though, Rise and Kindred have one of the funniest interactions I've ever seen. I've
Really?
seen someone teleport their Kindred in the middle of a fight where their team was getting absolutely shreked, and then immediately pop the Lamb's Respite once they got there. Oh wait, is this? Oh wait, no. Okay, when I saw Wolves, I thought this was a certain other Wolves team I'm not very fond of.
Now okay. So Jin was Rageblade though, right? So it's actually okay.
He built
Rageblade not for
Stormrazor
Sidon.
first.
No, yeah, no. You never. If you play Rageblade on Jin first, you're actually trolling. But like, you can go Stormrazor and you can go Rapid Fire Cannon, right? And then you can go Rageblade. That right there, you will go so fast. You can literally run around the map at like 600 to 700 movement speed, and it makes it really difficult for anyone to catch you. Obviously,
It
you have
won't
to
help when you don't get the Stormrazor until 15 minutes.
All right. I promise you, they will make it out of this bot lane alive.
Well, yeah, this bot lane because it's Nautilus Pantheon. It's not an actual bot lane.
Well, okay, no, I'm saying for elimination, Jin is gonna make it out of this alive, and he's gonna make it with not a Stormrazor. Well, depending on how he CS's and how much he gets zoned off of CS, but he will. Okay, how about this? He will not be 0-3 or 0-2. There, I'll say 0-2.
I mean,
by
at the
15
same
minutes.
time, you're preaching to the choir here. In this matchup, no, he won't. Well, okay. Speaking of which, how does the side of Illumination win?
Literally run it down mid, to be honest. Well, you have Darius, you could sit in another lane, so you can do like a 1-4. Kindred's obviously going to be looking to try and get picks in the jungle or, you know, in a side, and anyone who's by themselves in a side lane. Probably not maybe a Yorick. There's no TPs on the side of Frost Wolves or Frost Legion, so I'm very interested to see how they're going to be able to play around the map and how aggressive they're playing with all these ignites. But yeah,
Okay.
Jin, Rise, and Leona are going to be looking to group up in mid and find some kind of fight, utilizing a lot of their team fight abilities, whether it be with the spell flux from Rise or Leona using her engage or sunlight passive to try and help Jin land some deadly flourishes and some more dancing grenades.
I don't. Again, I'm not a big fan of Jin, but I think against Pantheon Nautilus, with no teleports instead of 3, I think Frost Legion is clearly throwing in the towel here, but that might just be me. I prefer games or teams, try.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just
I'm a little worried about like the level 2 against like the Pantheon Nautilus, only because it's like you land a hook or you land the stun from Pantheon, and it just makes Jin like Leona's only there to like root and like slightly annoy them with a stun. And it makes that really difficult to try and like stop that. I'm interested to see how that level 2, maybe even a level 3 where you're able to get all 3 of your abilities and the crit for having lower health Early game, I mean, Pantheon should be able to just poke him out with spears. Just constantly throw spears at this Jhin, and while Jhin can use auto attacks to try and clear, Leona can't do anything. And if Nautilus decides he wants to start Hook, which more than likely he will, it makes it very difficult for Jhin to try and step up, depending on where if Nautilus is positioning in the mini wave.
Yep. So right now, one thing about it is we are getting into game here, guys, between the Frost Legion and Illumination. Illumination looking to further stamp their dominance on the ODL Bronze and Silver League. My apologies for that. I had to sneeze and didn't want to sneeze right into my microphone.
There you go.
So now with this game, who are you picking to win?
Are we picking like not trolling or actually just throwing it just to say it? Because I want to say that like Frost Legion just wins this because this team comp is like ridiculously like broken if they get any kind of lead. But like traditionally speaking, I would say that Illumination just won just based on their team comp. They obviously while they're just such a better coordinated team from what we saw earlier tonight. I think they'll probably just win this. More than likely, like 9 times, I'd say like 99% of the time, they probably win this game. And it's that 1% chance of upset that I'm like slightly hoping for.
Yeah, and at the moment, it will. My pick is also going to go to Illumination based on the team, not necessarily based on the composition. I am personally not a fan of either composition, but hey, maybe that's just me. Looking at the keystones here, we do see the phase rush for the Rune Mage. We do see the fleet footwork for the Dens. We see the standard Electrocute. I could not remember the name of that keystone for a second.
There you go.
The name, say Electrocute for the. Oh God, that name.
The Pantheon. For the Pantheon.
Master 6000. Why? Okay.
Just call it Master. Just ignore the
I'm just
twerk.
gonna call him Twerk. If he was the name of that, I'm just gonna call him Twerk. I'm not calling him Twerk Master. He is Twerk.
Understandable.
And I'm just gonna call the guy at the bottom Ash. Because I'm not. That name. My Ash is trash. We're here for the final game of the evening between Illumination and the Frost Legion. On the blue side, we have the Frost Legion with Arashel in the top lane, Z-Max in the jungle, Mistress Alawi at mid, Twerk at 80 carry, and Ash at support.
And for Illumination, we're going to be seeing Bisharp holding down the top lane, Chaz in the jungle, the Rune Mage playing the Rune Mage in mid lane, and the Dens and Grim Lobo cooperatively helping each other down bot lane. To start though, I like the itemization already from Twerk and Ash, with the double relic shield allowing themselves to. Pantheon already has really good base scales in terms of AD and amount of damage he gets from the spear, and having the double relic shield allows them to survive this lane just a little bit better compared to the Jhin and Leona lane.
One thing I am a little bit disappointed with is if they did pick the Pantheon bottom lane, they didn't go with the full cheese Pantheon Jarvan strat.
Oh, I've played against that. That was
really... that bottom lane. I'm against most double melee bottom lanes like that, but that particular one, it actually makes sense, and I've seen it win games.
I played against that like I think it was about a year or two ago, and I played 3 games into it. Like random people were just picking it like 3 games in a row. I was like, why is this broken, and why do people keep playing this? Like, this is so degenerative.
That it is, and now looking at this lane, we're already seeing a little bit of a lead with Twerk having some CFs where Dens is still at 0. Well, now he's not, but hey.
Look, I mean, you can just spam spears. Actually, I mean, the jungle right now, both of them are fighting for that scuttle, so. Leona's actually moving over too, so.
Yeah, with Grim Lobo moving over, Chazaraz, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, is going to pick up that scuttle, giving him the advantage there.
Oh, but top lane, Bisharp here.
Bisharp is getting the damage done onto Arrow. There is the stacks. The Ignite going to come back down onto Bisharp, though. Will the Bleed get the kill? I do not think so. Both Summoner Spells burned from Arrow just for the flash of Bisharp.
Yeah, something to note there was that Bisharp is got the level 2 advantage, and Arrow is still level 1. Doesn't have TP, so he's going to be sitting level 1 for quite a bit here. But now bot lane,
Yeah, there is the deadly flourish. Twerk is gonna hop onto the dens with the Aegis of Zionia, and now Twerk Master gonna be in a little bit of trouble. It's gonna get picked up for first blood by Grim Lobo. Ash is next on the chopping block. There's the Zenith Blade. Ash gets absolutely trashed by the dens.
I want to hear no flame for my boy Jin right now. But actually now mid lane.
This matchup isn't bad for him! Most of them are! Just like how this situation is absolutely terrible for Mr. Salawi. The flash coming in from Chazaraz is gonna pick up that kill!
Great job from Chazaraz going for the proc on his Land's Respite there and doing a lot of damage right there. Great job from him noticing that he can just blow the flash there. And Mistress didn't blow any of their summoners, but yeah, that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, and I would like to remind everyone that I did not say that Jin would lose this matchup. I in fact said that Jin would win this matchup because Pantheon Nautilus is not a good bottom lane. However, in most situations he would lose.
All your messages in Twitch chat just got removed.
All of them? What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just got removed actually. You just got straight up like timed out, I think.
Oh, well that sucks. Okay, whatever.
Interesting, but I'm back to the game. I mean, Darius is just having such a huge lead right now against against Aro, because he did miss a couple of minions, or like a couple levels here.
Yeah, and now Bishop having that advantage. There is the Decimate coming down. There is the bleed. There's the damage coming up, but Bishop's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have the flash. The zombies chasing him down. They're getting so close, but Bishop gonna be able to get out of that. He still hasn't backed yet, and it looks like the bottom lane of the Frost Legion might need to back, but actually Chazaraz getting hopped on. Twerk gonna go down first. Chaz taking damage to the Ignite, gonna fall to Ash, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane. Bishop still hasn't backed for some reason. I guess he's trying to build up for the phage, but it looks like here is Mistress Alawi. Rim in a lot of trouble, gonna tick down to that Ignite, and an Alawi picking up the kill.
Yeah, I mean, great job from Alawi. Mistress Alawi did actually have to use her Ignite there, but both the Ignite from Twerk ended up getting the kill onto Chaz. Chaz lived for so long because of Triumph and getting a lot of health back from getting a kill there, and that was pretty impressive within itself. The heal from Dens having to come out, barely making Chaz die there. Like it was like a couple of health bar, like I think it was like 8 or 10. And while Alawi and Mistress is able to get some of that bot lane pressure and gold from the kill, the Rin Mage is constantly just pressing this mid lane now, and it's leading to a large disadvantage here. Now bot lane though.
Bot lane, another hook lands onto Grim, but Ash is there, but there's no damage coming up from Twerk. There is the Deadly Flourish missing. There's a lot of damage back onto Ash. The stun coming in for Twerk, but it's not going to do much as the Dens still has a lot of health left to work with, and that is still going to be a trade win for the bottom lane of Illumination.
Yeah, Arrow actually blows Ignite there, but now again bot lane.
There we go. Here is the fight going in. Grim Lobo picking up Ash. There is Twerk having to run for his life again. I don't see how Pantheon Nautilus was supposed to be a good idea.
Yeah, Grim Lobo actually did use Ignite there, like with 10 health on the Nautilus there, so good job picking up the kill. You're supposed to lock them down, but it makes it really difficult when you can't secure a kill early enough. And oh, okay.
I'm sorry, my screen lagged. I did not see that, but apparently Arrow just died.
I'm pretty sure Arrow's screen also just lagged, because it just went from colored mode to straight up black and white. So that's I don't think anyone would have anticipated instantly dying to a single dunk there.
Yeah, I know, but the dunk brings the pain, and now this is going to be a 4-man collapse onto the bottom lane, but it's going to be spotted out by the bottom lane of Illumination, so that, my friends, will be nothing for that roam.
Yeah, we saw in the last game, or the earlier game from Illumination, their warding is super superb. Their warding coverage and making sure that they have their vision and their flank is always super important to them, and it's always a great thing to see, especially if you just look at topside right now with the 2 wards right there. Well, now one of them is gone. That right there is just you're covering, you're making sure that all the entrances to lanes and the jungle are completely covered, and you can make sure that the Z-Mags right now is not able to do anything really.
That is true, and now with also not only this advantage of the bot lane and the jungle, Bisharp is going to be in a little bit of trouble here with the trade because the Maiden is here, as are the zombies. He teleports in only to take half his health right off the bat. Not the best place to TP, my friend, but here comes the help from Shazarez. Can he bait long enough? It looks like Arrow doesn't have the vision. He doesn't know that Shaz is there. Here comes the fight. Bisharp dealing out a little bit of damage. There's the pull. There's the bleed. There's the damage coming up from Chaz. Bisharp trying to run away from the zombies. And it looks like Arrow and Chaz will trade for each other. That's a two. Oh, so that is 2 kills going off on the map. But it is a 1-for-1 overall.
Yeah, I was really close for Arrow there. The Maiden was actually still attacking Bisharp the whole time, and Bisharp got really, really low there, so that could have gone really poorly for the side of Elimination, and it just barely didn't, so great on them. Bisharp having flash there, just trying to avoid the stun even preemptively. Good on him.
That scatter the weak, almost getting them there, but now looking at the rest of the map, is that really going to be enough? Because you have Rune Mage just solo pushing this time. I'm a little bit surprised he isn't farther up on CS.
Yeah, I mean, that also could just be attributed to Mr. Salawi constantly pushing the wave forward and then forcing Rune Mage to try and catch it. Something I wanted to note was that despite Twerk and Ashe being a little bit behind with being 0-2, both of them are having at least 2 deaths on both of them. They're keeping up in CS, and so far that like they're able to share gold with this Relic Shield and allows them to stay at least somewhat in this game.
Yeah, maybe it's because Jin has no pushing power.
I mean, he got the Doran's ring, so that his bouncing grenade and his deadly flourish do more, but it looks like they're gonna just start fighting now.
There they are, and they're walking into a master trap. Solar flare coming down. Twerk probably gonna die here. The ignite is onto the dens though. Is the Twerk gonna die? He is gonna get killed. There's the heal coming in from Fleet Footwork. Now Ashe, he's got a Leona in his path. Rim gonna probably pick up that kill there, but now Z-Mag and Mistress Alawi on a fight of their own. Ashe probably gonna fall there. Force shot landing, but the kill comes on the other side of the map as well, as Mag falls to the Rune Mage.
Yeah, that's really misfortunate. That collapse for the Rift Herald ended up being really bad for the side of Frost Legion. And bot lane obviously is just kind of running away with the lead at this point. Obviously you have a Jhin who has boots, he has the double daggers, and he has the Doran's ring, which allows him to get a lot of really good trades and get a lot of his mana back, so he can use more of those deadly flourishes and dancing grenades to try and punish you for walking up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Nautilus nerfs that it tried to impact his top lane. Guys, if this game doesn't tell you enough, it kind of hurt his support a lot, unfortunately. I hate to see the big guy be in such a bad place because he's one of my favorite champions, but hey. Also, did you know that he is 39 feet tall?
Nautilus?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't understand, because like I feel like the lore is super inconsistent, because it's supposed to be just a dude who fell off just fell into the ocean and his friends left him. But now he's like 39 feet tall somehow.
He's a ghost. And now it looks like Rune Mage could potentially be a ghost here in a second. There is going gold, and the ignite is already down. There's an outplay button gonna pick up the kill for Mistress Alawi. But it looks like Ashe is gonna get picked up for the 4th time this game as the Dens picks it up again.
Yeah,
that Leona for Grim Lobo is paying its dividends.
And definitely, I mean, Ashe is playing really far up, especially when Twerk doesn't have ultimate. He just used the Grand Skyfall mid lane, so at that point, you're probably telling him, hey, back up, I'm not gonna be bot lane at least for another 30 to 45 seconds, and we need to just play back and be able to, if you can catch XP, that's fine, but if you can't, it's better that you just don't dive. And they're actually able to grab the dragon from this kind of pressure now.
Yep, they are an Arrow without any mana. He's got the Noxian Might on top of him. One more Decimate should do the thing, but he's just out of range. Bisharp, no gap closer to pull it in.
Yeah, too many hemorrhage stacks, and I think he was just out of range being able to use his ultimate and just in general use a lot of his ability, so a little misfortunate despite having the Phage constantly giving him movement speed and having completed boots already. He's probably going to max out on the movement speed that he's going to be getting here, so.
Yeah, because you know when you have a bunch of people jump on top of you, you have to run. But when they're doing as little damage as Twerk and Ash are, I don't think you're worried too much. Because here comes one of the other threats to you: Z-Max getting chased away purely by the presence of Chazaraz. Now, Mr. Zalawi getting chased away by Chaz as well. This is just a dummish in their own jungle. This shows the difference between Illumination and the rest of the Bronze and Silver League.
Yeah, I mean, Chaz is showing extreme dominance recently in terms of just jungle pressure and being able to out-jungle these guys. And for right now, I would say that a lot of this comes from vision priority. They're always able to get good vision. They're always able to deny a lot of it from the enemy teams. And I think a lot of their advantages stem from being able to place deep wards and making sure that they know and keep track of the enemy.
Yeah, and with Bisharp now, he could get Arrow Shell here again, and Chaz is here. More stacks of the Noxian Might. There's more and more, and the damage coming out. There's the Axe, and there's also a kill on Mistress Alawi just for good measure. Illumination running away from this game. Max, better be careful, because remember, Leona has a lot of crowd control, and she will destroy you. Now Max trying to dodge out that curtain call, barely gonna survive that final shot. Grim doing some zoning there, and that's probably gonna be a mid lane tower for the side of Illumination.
Yeah, really misfortunate when
And Grim almost died to the tower, though.
40 health, by the way, but it's really sad when you're playing someone like the Syndra or someone an immobile champion, and just from about half a screen away or even just a screen away, you get hit with a Leona ultimate, and you just get hit with a stun, and you get hit with a root, and then you just get hit with another stun, and it makes it really unfun to play. But now actually they're gonna get caught here.
That they are. Now Twerk gonna get taken down by the dance once again. Bisharp is here. Ash gonna be blown up once again. That is his 5th death of the game, and this is gonna be another outer tower for the side of Illumination.
Yeah, at this point they're just kind of all diving turrets. They're completely disrespecting their opponent, and I mean rightfully so. I mean, despite being disbanded, it kind of feels a little disrespectful with how they've done the pick and ban. Perhaps if maybe we weren't told they did pick and ban like this, or if they were disbanding, maybe we'd be under a different context. But this feels like they've been playing with no respect to Illumination, regardless of whether or not they're leaving.
That is true, and they are going to pick up a tower, so it's not going to be objectively perfect for the side of Illumination, despite them playing that bottom lane practically flawlessly, I'll say nearly flawlessly, or just the side of Frost Legion playing it terribly. Grim in the face of Arrow Shell. He's going to fight this 1v1, but he's actually got a little bit of bulk there.
They might actually just keep going for this. Bisharp is relatively way more farmed and has a better item than right now than what Aeroshell has. But they're gonna just go for this Rift Herald, and they're probably gonna be able to close out the game using this Rift Herald, considering how much push they have. And Arrow's stepping really far forward here.
Yeah, he is. Arrow's gonna get caught. Here's Bisharp in the face again. The Darius one more time. There's the pullback. Here's the Noxian Might gonna be applied. The AD coming down, but there's a fight in the side. Rune Mage has been nuked. Ash gonna pick up the kill there. No, it's actually Z-Max. But now he's gonna fall likely here soon. No, he survives. Twerk falls on the sword. And actually the arrows of Chazaraz. While Bisharp does pick that up, Chaz picking up another kill. Mistress Alawi, the only one from the Frost Legion to survive. That is a 4-for-1 in favor of Illumination. And now, a 4-for-2 in favor of Illumination. And they're now pushing the top tower uncontested.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of that, when we were able to catch that, it looked like it looked like Frost Legion had a very good advantage there, and they were able to maybe start doing a lot of damage. But the problem is that they're just so far behind that they don't have resistances, and they don't have enough damage to try and take these guys out. And while it does take a couple of them to try and kill them, they just aren't tanking enough to stay in these kinds of fights.
No, they are not.
So for right now, I mean, the only way that they come back right now is everyone on Illumination just takes their hands off the keyboard and they just stop playing for like 10 minutes, let them farm. Or maybe, just maybe, somehow they get really good flank and they're able to abuse
FF
some
at
kind
20.
of cheese. Possibly, yeah. Abuse FF at 20, that too.
I say just FF now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
it is 15
nah,
minutes.
guys,
It is-
they have the late game, so we need to FF because we'll never carry. You know, even though the side of Illumination actually has the better late game.
I believe. I mean,
Well,
they have a
dude, they have a
Syndra. That
Rise
is late game. Syndra is the only late game you need. Trust.
No, Rise is better in the late game.
Actually, Rise falls off just a tad bit late game only because.
I'll agree to disagree there.
All right.
Well,
That's
my,
fine.
my thought process there is mostly because that time, because of your damage skill off both AP and mana, by the time you get to late game, then your AP and your mana have time to build up there. And now it does look like Lobo needs some time to build up his max. Tries to hop onto him, does put on the subjugate. Now Rune is dealing out so much damage to Max. That's going to be Chazaraz picking up the kill. Trash is going to be picked up once again, as is Mistress Alawi. Twerk is in a lot of trouble as Bishop is in his face. That's going to be the reward to see if they can pick up Arrow. That's going to be a Zenith Blade. And the Lamb's Respite will save him for the moment. But Arrow will pick up Chazaraz. Will get picked up in return. Grim survives, and that's going to be another 4-4-1.
Yeah, the tanking a lot of turret shots there, so obviously the turret is going to be stacking quite a bit, and it looks like looks like he's just trying to get that kill onto Leona there, so I mean, you're resetting your gold value, and Arrow was able to get 750 gold from the bounty on Chaz, so I mean, there's just small advantages there, but in general, like, these team fights are going really poorly for them right now.
That it is. Right now, I think the Frost Legion are on their death now. Unfortunately, we wanted them to go quietly into that good night, and unfortunately, well, we did not want them to go quietly into that good night, and unfortunately, they are. Very much so.
Yeah,
now
this
is a
is
10,000 gold lead. Actually, 11,000 gold lead for the side of Illumination, and it is 20 minutes into the game. Baron has fun.
20 minutes into the game, it's 6-1 in terms of turrets. It's already about a, what is that, a 12k gold lead right now? Or it's more like 11, but it's getting pretty dire for Frost Legion. I mean, you have a Jin on the enemy team who's 7-0. He's able to just run around and abuse you whenever he wants to. And you have someone like the Syndra or someone like the Pantheon who, in theory, should be able to kill them.
Yeah, and it does look like Chaz is going to be able to pick up the kill here onto Arrow Shell. Don't think he's going to quite survive getting hopped on by Z-Mags, though.
He was able to trade there, so, I mean, it is a 2v1. Despite that, though, there's still a lot you can do with that kind of gold.
There it is, and now Rune Mage is in the face of Ash. He took a chunk there, but he still was able to get out, as was Ash now. But still, though, this is going to be a collapse from the side of Frost Legion, I think. Now, looks like Bishop could be in a little bit of trouble with Twerk trying to chase him, but they're not going to quite get there in time. Ash choosing to go after the ward.
I mean, that right there was just a lot of Rune Mage being a little bit cocky there. While Ash can't do a lot of damage to him, the amount of CC and the Aftershock giving a lot of resistances and all that could prove dangerous if, let's say, Frost is in the right position at the right time. But are they trying to fight? I can't tell. I mean, that flash from Dens was preemptive, obviously, but I'm getting a little bit afraid though.
Yeah, and it looks like there is the Deadly Flourish, there is the Solar Flare, there's the damage coming out. That Death Charge won't be enough, but Chazaraz does get taken super low, but there's the outplay button completely negated. Twerk does pick up Chaz, but the rest of his team is falling one by one by one. 4-for-1 in favor of Illumination. Once again, the Maiden just against the 4 champions, and now this is going to be a massive push into the middle lane.
Man, I'm so confused right now because like it gets really close for Illumination where it's like, oh, they might lose this, or they're gonna lose at least a lot more than they probably expected to. But then like all the damage comes through for Illumination, and then Frost Legion realizes, oh wait guys, we don't have any damage or items tanking us, so Makes it really awkward there, but great use of the rune prison there to try and automatically move to top lane there.
Yeah, and we would like to remind players that if the game is over, to not talk in the chat because there are spoilers. Now that is another pickup kill onto Grim Lobo, but at the moment it is still to the side of Illumination still have control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, they're probably gonna actually be looking for Baron now as they're all grouped up here. The only wave they really have to worry about is the bot wave, but you could just send Bisharp to go pick it up, but looks like they're fighting again.
They are fighting again. The Rune Mage picking up Mistress Alawi. He's on a rampage. Bizarre trying to chase, does pick up Ash there as Dens. He picks up the final shot. There's the flash into the Rune Prison there. Onto Arrow. There's the Deadly Flourish, and Chazaraz picks up his 10th kill of the game.
See, that's exactly how Syndra should be. Syndra shouldn't one-shot me because I'm playing an AD carry. She should do maybe half of my health.
No, she should one-shot you because she's a burst mage, just like the Rune Mage just did to Z-Max.
As an AD carry player, I feel like there's a slight to my health bar every time I play the game.
You see, I play AD carry and mid, so I understand both positions, and I say that when AD carry players complain about Syndra, they are wrong.
My GA only has a 70-second cooldown, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, that's her ultimate. I would like to see, okay, if you play her with the ultimate nerfed, she's one of the worst champions in the game. You have to have a power balance. That power balance is the fact that it's only on one person.
Yeah.
And once she uses it, in addition to her combo, she's got a few seconds before she can do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly joking. It's not that big a deal, obviously. And now they're actually just going to move to Dragon. It's another Mountain Drake, so this should, like, probably be the nail in the coffin as they already have Baron. And we do see that Dens has picked up an Infinity Edge. So he's definitely just going to probably one-shot people right about now. I mean, if he already hasn't been, he's probably going to do it now.
Yeah, and it does look like right here, this could be the final push here. That is a 3-2, I guess you could call it there. Push coming in. Now it looks like Chazaraz could be in a little bit of trouble. He's stepping out, but he's completely not afraid of Twerk and Z-Max hopping on him. Now this duo...
It's a 1-2-2. I like this.
I don't, because here comes the collapse. There is the man drop. Grim gonna get hopped on, as is Bisharp. Grim gonna be the sacrificial lamb towers. And there's the solar flare. Bisharp barely able to get out. There's the ignite. There's the kill. Going over to Twerk, but look at the middle lane, look at the top lane. Those towers are going to fall very quickly. Chaz doing so much damage to those towers, and then the top lane one falls. That inhibitor is gonna be next. There's the Deadly Flourish, it lands, and so does all the damage onto Twerk and Ash. There is the kill for the Rune Mage. Mr. Salawi falls as well. They're gonna win this 3v5. There's 4 kills going away, and that is an ace for the side of Illumination, and that'll be the game.
Yeah, great job from Illumination. Obviously a super clean game from them, with Dens going 11-0 and 17 on the Jhin. Obviously it was a little bit of a, I don't want to say a troll game, but it definitely wasn't the cleanest game in terms of execution, pick ban, or I mean any other aspect of this game. And it is misfortunate that, you know, they are going to be leaving the league now, but I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm sorry. I'm sad to see another team leave, but great job on Illumination to picking up another win here.
Hey, at least this one wasn't banned for telling the admins to off themselves.
Oh, yikes! Is that actually a thing? That actually happened?
I don't know. Did it?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I had to make the joke. But now, looking at this game, we have to decide upon an MVP. I know who mine is, and I know it will not be the same as yours.
I mean, I'm gonna give it to Chaz. Chaz is pretty impactful. I mean, he went across the lane. He did a lot of I mean, the thing is like towards the end of the game, Twerk was actually like doing a lot of damage to Chaz with his build, which I thought was pretty interesting. But in general, Chaz out jungled Mags by a pretty far margin, both objectively and just ganking wise. I don't know how much Mags could have done with a lot of losing lanes, but I mean that you got to work with what you've given and what you've created basically for yourself. And Chaz, despite Den's being 11-0 and 17, I think Chaz's impact across the game was a lot bigger and a lot more meaningful than Den's.
Fair enough. I was actually also going to pick Chaz. I thought you were going to pick Dens, but I will also pick Chaz. Chaz, I tip my hat to you, sir. You are our MVP for the evening. So now, guys, that is it for us here at the Overdrive Bronze and Silver Leagues. We will be back another day with some more Bronze and Silver Fiesta action that you love. I have been Hypertension, joined here by Auk Battery. We will see you guys next time.